Hello, my name is Jason J.B. Brown, and I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor at Access Counseling, and today I will be teaching you how to recognize strengths in your students. So, the objective for today in this presentation is to define strength in the classroom, to understand the importance of identifying a person's strengths, to learn different techniques that can help identify your students' strengths, and finally, the next step is to begin cultivating a growth-oriented space, meaning a space where students feel more engaged, motivated, and willing to learn. If you're ready, let's jump right in. So, when talking about strength, a lot of people have a lot of preconceived notion of what strength really is. Most people tend to believe that strength is something that you are good at, that everyone has the same strength, and if everyone has the same strength, that means no one is unique. That because I cannot see what my talents are, then I must be a failure, and that my strength will not change and it will never grow. Though some of these are true, meaning that yes, strength does mean talent plus skill equals strength. I do want us to kind of get away from that notion and look at strength a little bit differently. So, if I want you to look at strength a little bit differently, and you cannot look at strength as how we always saw strength, which is talent plus skill equals strength, then how do I look at strength? Well, here's a video that I think will really open your eyes. Wow, that was really good. So, after looking at the video, we learn now that strength is not just talent, and it's not just skill, it's not just being good at something. No. What strength really is a set of characteristics that people possess that can energize them and bring new life into them. Strengths can be manifested through different patterns and thoughts and feelings as well as behaviors. These are things that are innate within each and every individual person, bringing about this authenticity that was talked about in the video. And strength, though stable, over time can be dynamic and is influenced by the different environments that we are surrounded by, as well as the effort that we put into it. So yes, you can build strength and you can grow with strength, and strength is also seen as a trait. So why is it important to recognize different strengths? Well, research indicates that identifying strength in students can help improve the student's motivation and engagement. And we learned from earlier research and earlier presentation that when you improve a student's motivation and engagement, you improve their performance in school. If you improve their performance in school, then you may improve their potential at future success and achievement in life. But one thing that you will definitely improve, and I think this is the main thing, is that when a student recognizes their strength and starts to utilize the strength that they have, they will decrease in their stress level, and they will increase in their overall satisfaction with life. They will become a more joyful and more confident person. which means that you just gave that student a little bit of hope. And when they have a little bit of hope, when they go through these trying times, they will realize how to problem solve that time, and they will be able to overcome it. So wow, we finally realized why identifying strength is so important. But JB, I'm confused. How do I identify strength? Well, here's another video that can probably shed some light into that. Well, interesting. So, after carefully looking at the video, we can come to a realization that in order to identify strength in people, we must first become more self-aware. We like to call this mindfulness, which is just taking a inventory into yourself and seeing how you are impacted by the things that are around you, as well as how you impact them. In order to identify strength, we must also talk to people that know you well. Let them give you insight into who you really are. So if you can identify them some strengths, maybe they can. In order to identify strength, we also must discover the things that we are passionate about and the things that we are good at. What do you like to do? Do you like to play basketball? Hey, I enjoy playing basketball as well, but basketball necessarily isn't a strength of mine. It's a skill. But what is a strength is my determination to get better, my competitiveness, as well as my zeal in being athletic and doing things that are challenging. So those are strengths based off the passion that I have for basketball. And then finally, we must be willing to try new things. We must be open-minded to new possibilities, because we cannot do the quote below if we're not doing that. We need to give ourselves a chance to discover who we really are. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second, JB. I thought you were teaching us how to identify strength in our students. Why are you saying we a lot here? Well, in order for you to identify your strengths in your students, you must first, in order to identify strengths in your students, you must first be willing to identify the strengths inside of you. So, Barack Obama is talking to you. Get ready for the techniques that we're going to learn in these next couple of slides are not only for your students, but you can utilize them as well. So these are some activities that can be utilized not only for ourselves, but also for our students. Now, some of these activities need to be kind of changed and altered to kind of help with different age groups, but I really do think all these activities are good across all ages. For instance, the scavenger hunt and bingo. I did this when I was in college, but you can change these up a little bit for each and every age. Maybe bingo for the little kids, but high school kids can definitely benefit from the scavenger hunt. And it's simply a activity where you're just looking for different people with certain strengths. And again, you can change these activities to fit how you like to do things. Again, you got to discover your own strengths first to help other people discover their strengths. So for just elementary kids, what I like to focus on is this activity called Tree of Strength. Now, I did this activity and I utilized a small 8 by 11 paper, but however, you may want to get the full benefit of just using an 11 by 17 paper, because you are going to use your arm. If you look at the picture, you realize that the trunk kind of looks like a left arm, and the branches look like fingers. So you're going to trace your arm, trace your fingers, and then you're going to draw leaves on the branches And then within each leaf, you're going to put a different strength word in there that incorporates and encapsulates you. Now, you can also put different activities or different skills that you use to kind of help you de-stress. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can just focus on strength, but however, hey, whatever you like to do, it's your world. Now, for middle school students, there is a game that I call Skill Up, and it's amazing and it's so fun. Now, I have job role cards and industry cards. If you want to contact me to do this game, feel free to just to get a hold of me. However, you can simply treat this game like fishbowl. And all you really need to do is cut up some jobs and put them into a bucket. And you're going to have one person pick up that job and put it on their forehead. And the team that they're on is going to yell different types of clues so they can get that person to guess what this job is. Now, the clues need to be different skills utilized within that job. And you can do this however you want to. You can do this after the person guesses, they go into the next person, or after 30 seconds is up, then it turns to the next team. Again, it's your world. Now, for our high school students, there's an activity called Best of the Best. It's a simple activity. You don't need a lot for it. You just need a whiteboard and some markers. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to ask students to think of a person who they believe to be successful. Now, have that student think of different ways that they are successful. And to be honest, don't worry about the definition of success right now. Worry about that near the end after each person meets in their small groups. Have the spokesperson write some stuff on the whiteboard, and then you can start having that discussion with some debriefing questions. Now, another fun thing that you can do to kind of spice up this activity is to have them look for different quotes that speaks towards success towards them. Now, be ready for high school students, and you can do this with middle school students as well, but definitely high school students will come up with some crazy lyrics that's going to make us feel pretty old. It's okay. Let them enjoy that moment. And then you can go home, search up the lyrics yourself, and realize like, yeah, I'm probably going to stick to my my music that I'm good with. Now, here are some other activities that you can do with high school students. And I wish I would have did a resume when I was in high school. It would have helped me realize what my strengths were a little bit earlier. And so I do encourage you guys to do this with your students, even if they're not getting a job. It's just good practicing skills, and they're going to utilize this in the future. However, the next part, these personality tests, these are really, really fun, and they're definitely a good way for students to get to know who they are a little bit better. I will say be cautious with these different personality tests. If you don't know how to interpret them, don't use them. Get someone that can interpret them. However, some of these are pretty self-explanatory, and some of these you can look online, and they are actually really good and have a lot of research behind them. Now, let's be real, BuzzFeed quiz, they don't, so don't take them seriously. However, they're still a lot of fun too, and that's just another way for them to gain insight into themselves. So in conclusion, what is strength? Well, strength is a unique set of characteristics that builds a person up when recognized. People are going to become more motivated, and I guarantee you they're going to be more motivated and engaged the more they recognize and utilize their strengths. As well as the environment that people are in can help influence a person's strengths. So at this time, we have a kind of a privilege to help our students recognize their strengths and teach them how to utilize them during school. So, for more information, feel free to contact me at my email address or my phone number. I will definitely be able to get to you guys very quickly. So this has been a presentation on recognizing strengths in your students. Again, for more information, I would love for you guys to contact me at any time. I'm available 5 days a week. However, if you call me on the weekend, I'll be available as well. Hope you guys have a great day.